Hey guys, welcome back to Language Arts with Miss Shelton. Today I'm actually at my house and we are going to talk more about those crazy commas and when to use them. Alright, so we're going to talk about using them after introductory words or introductory phrases. So some introductory words are like words like yes, no, okay, first, next, actually, however, and therefore. Now, you don't always put a comma after those words, only when you're pausing after you say them, like when you're answering somebody or using it as a transition word. So let's look at this example. Actually, I prefer to drink milk in the mornings. Okay, so notice there was a little bit of a pause after that word, actually. Okay, so I have to put a comma. All right, so here's an example of when you won't use a comma. It says, no guest at the party could persuade Mr. Hickman to stay. There is not going to be a pause after the word no because it's not answering anybody. It's not saying no guest at the party could persuade Mr. Hickman to stay. Okay, it's saying no guest at the party. So this one you actually wouldn't use a comma. Okay, but if I said no, I don't want to go to the party, then you would use a comma. I hope that makes sense. All right, introductory phrases. Okay, those are dependent clauses that are normally prepositional phrases. They start with a preposition. Okay, we'll talk about more on the next page. But let's look at this sentence. From the shoreline, we could see the fish jumping in the lake. I have to put a comma after shoreline because from the shoreline is what we call a dependent clause. From the shoreline is not a sentence all by itself, okay? It's in front of an independent clause though. We could see the fish jumping in the lake could be a sentence all by itself. We don't even need the phrase from the shoreline. That just gives you some more information. Okay, so let's talk a little more about these dependent clauses. Okay, so we've talked about independent clauses. An independent clause means it's independent. It can stand by itself as a sentence. It has both a subject and a predicate, therefore it is a sentence on its own. So I have a sentence here that says they missed the bus. Okay, who are we talking about? They, what did they do? Missed the bus. Missed is my predicate. Okay, so let's talk about a dependent clause. A dependent clause is going to leave you hanging for more information. Okay, so if I said because they went to the store, if I didn't say anything else, I would be sitting there wondering, what about when they went to the store? What happened when they went to the store? Because they went to the store, what? All right, so I can end it with, they missed the bus. That's what happened. Because they went to the store, comma, they missed the bus. So that beginning is a phrase. It's a dependent clause. It can't stand by itself as a sentence because it just wouldn't make sense. So you have to put a comma after it, okay? All right, so that's our crazy commas for today.